This is He Knows the Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, y'all. We got to talk about Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua 2. You guys saw the community post. Hear me and hear me well. Listen, folks. Andy Ruiz is partying too much. I don't care what anybody tell me. He's not focused. I've said this since the end of the last fight. I knew once that Jimmy Kimmel Live, interview came into play, and once that Snickers endorsement, it's like a fat kid that loves cake. Let me say it again. It's like a fat kid that loves cake. How do you make a fat kid that loves cake fatter? You give him more cake. Let me say it again. How do you make a fat kid that loves cake fatter? You give him more cake. They turn around and gave this motherfucker Snickers. If you look at Andy Ruiz, he looked like he put on another 65 to 70 pounds. Let me say that again. He looked like he put on another 65 to 70 pounds. This dude's not focused. I'm glad the great Ruiz Jr. has come out and said what I've been saying for months. We have a situation here where this fighter can turn around and be a one-hit wonder. He has every right to prove us wrong, right? To prove the misnomer that he is not a Buster Douglas 2.0. He is not a Hasim Rahman 2.0. But everything that he is doing is leading to that fact. You have a chance to beat Anthony Joshua definitively a second time. We know that you have the skills there because your hand speed, for every 2 punches he throws, you throw about 6 to 8 punches. You have the hand speed, but that's you working hard and working your ass in shape. The last time we saw Andy Ruiz on TMZ, where the fuck was he at? He was in a club, folks, partying his ass off, telling you, oh man, we're going to party for another 2 to 3 more weeks. Then we're going to start training camp. Does that sound like a fighter that's really trying to dispel this misnomer that he's a one-hit wonder? Come on, folks. Don't be brain full of mush, brainwashed doodle heads. We got to call a spade a spade. We got to keep that thing real. We got to call it a buck, dog. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep that thing real. We can't play here out here in these boxing streets, man. We got to see things for what it truly is. The guy's not dedicated. He's not focused. All he was focused on doing was win that first fight, and that was it. He thought he arrived. But I done told you what separates great fighters from the good fighters and the obsolete is those that get title defenses. It's not about when you win. It's about how do you maintain winning and keep winning in title defenses. Let me say it again. It's not about when you win. It's about you maintaining and continuing to win in title defenses. This is why Deontay Wilder is the baddest man at the heavyweight division. He has 10 title defenses. Something has to be said for that. That's a long tenure champion. And go look at the list of people he has demolished with his 2 hands with the touch of death. Andy Ruiz is not focused, man. He's going to lose. The tides have turned. The way that Anthony Joshua was acting when he was formerly known as AJ Devo, now considered AJ Humble, is the same way Andy Ruiz is acting right now. He feel that he has arrived. He's sleeping in silk sheets, man. The Marvin Hagler turn. So all of this is going to come to bite him. I don't care what type of training he ends up doing. It's going to come to bite him if he waits too long. He's a big boy, so he needs to already have his ass in camp. This man needs to be in camp right now just to drop those extra 65 to 70 pounds that he put on. And then he needs to go into real training camp the first week of September to really start getting his boxing fundamentals back and to really work his ass into boxing shape, because he is so far removed from that. If you look at Andy Ruiz right now and you look at him, you know what I'm saying? When he was fighting, he's damn near almost twice the fucking size now. But no one's talking about that. But we got to keep that thing a buck here, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to be real about this. That's the thing with me. I'm going to come a cold-hearted, unadulterated, cutthroat truth. I'm not going to be blind and say, oh, Andy Ruiz is going to win when I don't see a focused fighter in front of me. I don't see a dedicated fighter in front of me. Because when he was training, right, and Anthony Joshua was sleeping on him, you saw a guy that was hungry. You don't see that same Andy Ruiz. And if anyone's using what we call the true boxing eye test, you can see that for what it is. I'm glad the great Ruiz Jr. brought that out, because that tells me other people are paying attention. I'm telling you, with the way and the forecast everything is going right now, it's set up for Anthony Joshua to flatline Andy Ruiz in the rematch. And this is the real. We ain't talking about Anthony and Joshua being pumped up with anything. When I look at Anthony Joshua, I see a guy that got humbled and a guy that's training, a guy that's slimmed down, a guy that's in the gym putting in work ever since he freaking lost. When I look at Andy Ruiz, I see a guy that's partying, a guy that has bought his mom a mansion, which I don't have a problem with that. But all you seen with Andy Ruiz is him having fun. That's not what fighters do, man. They don't just do shit like that. They make sure they maintain some kind of in shape, so that when they get into training camp, they're not trying to spend all of that time just to drop weight. They're actually working in training camp to refine their craft, to refine their skills, and to continue to build on what they've previously done in the last fight. Because let me tell you something. When Andy Ruiz fights in this rematch, he's going to be working his whole time in training camp to try to cut weight. That puts him at a disadvantage. Trust and believe. When this rematch happens in December in Saudi Arabia, which is a desert weather, anybody that's never been to the Middle East, I have. I've been to Iraq because I served there. That Middle East weather is no fucking joke. And unless you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. And for the physical anatomy that Andy Ruiz has, he's screwed. Anthony Joshua's screwed too, because we know his stamina ain't shit. But all Anthony Joshua got to do is within the first 5 to 6 rounds be more dominant and explosive than Andy Ruiz. Now, if it carries on to the second half of the fight, we know that fight is going to play in Andy Ruiz's favor. But for the first 5 to 6 rounds, if Anthony Joshua is the sharper one, I'm sorry to say this, man, but Andy Ruiz is getting flatlined, folks, before we even get to a 7th round. It's really that damn simple. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.